Hey, what is up guys? So we got announcements for some new OCG cards. Let's go ahead and jump right into the card that is getting a lot of hype. This is XYZ Avenger. He is the card in the middle. So he is a level 4 Dark Fiend type monster with 1800 attack, and his effect is that he is unaffected by the effect of XYZ monsters. When this card is destroyed by battle with an XYZ monster and sent to the graveyard, activate one of these effects depending on the monster's rank. So if it's a rank 3 or lower, your opponent sends one card from their extra deck to the graveyard. If it's a rank 4 monster, you get to look at one card in your opponent's extra deck and you get to send that card to the graveyard. If it's a rank 5 or higher, your opponent sends a number of cards from their extra deck equal to the rank of that XYZ monster. And that is an insane effect. So let's go ahead and go over what that could mean if you happen to open up really good. Let's say your opponent goes for a first turn Draco sack. That is probably one of the highest ranked XYZ monsters that a lot of players will throw out sometimes first turn if they're playing dragons. A lot of times they will throw out nothing, but let's say that they go for first turn Draco sack. Let's say you open up with 2 XYZ Avengers and say something like double summon. And if you summon both of these cards and you crash into the Draco sack, I do want to mention that it has to be the equal number of the cards that they're sending equal to the rank. So it's not an up to. So that definitely means that if they don't have the, let's say that they only have 5 cards in their extra deck and, a rank 7 is destroying that. That means they won't be sending anything because it has to be the same amount. It is not equal or up to, so that can definitely hurt you. The way I look at it is if, like I said, you open up with 2 of these and a double summon and you crash into, a Draco sack, that gets rid of 14 cards because Draco sack has rank 7, so that means 7 cards for each, and Draco sack is 1 card, so that's already 1 card out of the extra deck, so they only have 14 cards, and at that point, you get to send all of them to the graveyard. So that means your opponent has 0 cards in their extra deck. So you can see why a lot of players are getting hyped up about this card. Like I said, I think this card has some potential. It's a little bit difficult to pull off. I mean, you have to use half of your hand, and against dragons, they can just throw out huge beaters, and at that point, you might just lose as well. But the thing is, you might be able to just stun certain decks. I mean, let's say if, plants ever get big again, and they make first turn Draco sack. I know it's kind of difficult to make that in plants, but let's say for whatever reason they're able to make it. The meta might change, and you get rid of everything in their extra deck. That deck relies on the extra deck. They have a bunch of small monsters to make bigger monsters using the extra deck, and if you take that away from them, they really can't do anything. So I think, like I said, this card has a lot of potential. We just have to figure out a way to actually use this card a lot faster, because like I said, it's not a up to, so that means, late game if they've, already synchroed and done a lot of stuff. The only problem with the rank 5 or higher is your opponent gets to send them, so you don't get to select what they're sending to the graveyard, unless it's a rank 4, and that's only 1 monster that you get to select. But I think, like I said, this card has a lot of potential, but let's go ahead and jump into another card. So we've already actually covered this. This is the new Bujin card, and then this is the new Shiny Magician. I actually don't know what this is. I think it's some Gaga card, although I don't know the effect of it. I don't think it's been released yet from this. The translations are kind of awkward too. But there's another card that I'm actually kind of stoked for. This is a new ZW card. So it's a Zexu weapon card. You equip it to, Utopia, and the effect of this one's actually not bad. So it gains 1,000 attack, and you can only control one. The Asura. This name is Asura Blow. Yeah, like I said, you can only control one. It's like all the ZWs, but it gains 1,000 attack, and the equipped monster can attack everything once. So that's really good. That makes it really good with ZW Leo Arms. The way I look at it is Leo Arm pretty much opens up OTKs anyways. Leo Arm does have that effect where during the battle phase, if a monster attack when this card's equipped, you can send it to the graveyard, and then the monster can attack again. But that extra 1,000 boost might be something that you need to finish off the game. But this card already has the downside of you can't attack directly essentially when you attack a second time, because it has to attack another opponent's monster. So like I said, I think that ZW is getting a little bit more support. I think I'll definitely try that card once it's out on Dueling Network, and we'll see if ZWs have some potential in the future for them. And like I said, I think that this card, like I said, the XYZ Avenger, it has some potential. We just have to unlock that potential, and we have to just be able to get it out first turn. Because the way I look at it is, if you're getting it out later, it won't be as hot. But let's say that you're playing something like Mermails, and you can get rid of, your opponent's Abyss Dweller. So if they have a rank 4 monster, and you can get rid of it, relatively quick, I think that has some potential to, stop your opponent from getting out the card that hurts you. Whether you're playing Agents or Light Swarm, and you're getting rid of their, Steel Swarm Roach in the extra deck, or if you're playing a deck like Dark Worlds or Mermails, and you get rid of their Abyss Dweller. So I think this card kind of has some utility, although we just really have to figure out how to unlock it. So if you guys know how to bring out 2 of these first turn, hey, let me know in the comment section below, because like I said, XYZ Avenger looking pretty good. I mean, that means your opponent has no extra deck if you can successfully go and attack twice, I would say, with it. But even if they have a rank 10 monster like Gustav Max, if you are able to crash into it, hey, they have to get rid of 10 cards out of their extra deck. That is an absolute crazy effect, but how viable is it against the meta? We'll just have to wait and see. Personally, for me, I think it won't be too hot in the meta, but if someone can figure out a combo, it will be pretty hot. But let me know what your thoughts are on that card, and we'll see if we can figure out some combos. But thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes signing out.